Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, back to show some more plunder that I have acquired over the last little while. Got a gigantic stack of tapes to go through, and I've even got more I need to show in another video, but I'm going to wait till I get a few more in that pile. But I'm just going to jump right into it. Starting things out, we got Snuffed Out with EP 2020. And yeah, this comes on a, and get it out, red tape. Looks kind of orangish on camera, but yeah, Snuffed Out, grindcore band from Adrian, Michigan. Been around since, I want to say, around 2011. This is their debut EP, put out by Morbid and Miserable Records in 2020. And yeah, it's grindcore. It's crazy. It's heavy. It's just really solid stuff. They actually have a new one out that I want to check out here at some point. Next up, Lavatory with Transgression. And this comes on a white tape. Yeah, Lavatory are a death metal band from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. This is their debut EP, put out by Slaughterhouse Records initially, but this is a Vormit Network Records reissue from just last year, limited to 100 copies. And this is just some solid sounding death metal. I mean, I know when you hear bands that are from like Malaysia or Thailand or Singapore, you think, that brutal death metal with a, really low, indecipherable burped vocals, the, trash can sounding snare and blast beats galore. But yeah, these guys are just straight up old school sounding death metal. I definitely look forward to checking out more from these guys. Next up, Caustic Phlegm with Putrefying Flesh. And I really like the look of this tape here. Kind of has that old school look to it. But yeah, Caustic Phlegm is a death metal band out of Edinburgh, Scotland. Not exactly sure when this project actually formed. It's actually a one-man project from Evan, who is also in the band Chest Crush, who is absolutely killer as well. This is the debut demo for this project, put out by Necrolatry Records last year, limited to 150 copies. And this is just some nasty, raw sounding death metal, just absolutely killer stuff. Definitely recommend you check that one out. Next up, we have Nynocked with Asking to Be Killed. And this one comes again on a red tape. It's a lot darker than it is on camera, but yeah. Nynocked is kind of a surprise band discovery for me. I actually found this on the Morbid and Miserable Records Bandcamp when I was looking for something else. And yeah, this is black and death metal out of Arizona. Been around since 2019. Features Dawn of the Dead from Nunslaughter on vocals. This is the band's third EP overall, put out by Morbid and Miserable Records just last year. And this is just some absolutely killer stuff. Dawn's vocals sound as amazing as ever. Definitely want to pick up their other two. And I think Hell's Headbangers has it, and they also got a t-shirt from them that I'd really like to get. This next one, I had the MP3 version of this because it was only available digitally when I discovered it, so I had to buy that on I think I got it on a Bandcamp Friday one time, and I saw that they finally had some tapes available kind of close to home. But this is Incongruous with Upheaval of Autophagus Wisdom. Kind of dark art there, sorry, and I'm also trying to fight the glare here. But yeah, Doom Death out of Mexico City, Mexico. Been around since 2014. This is a one-man project of, and I'm going to try to say this name as best I can, of Larvae de Ludicio et Vox Exicium. Try saying that 3 times fast. But yeah, this is his first EP overall, though he does have a full length and 2 demos previous to this EP. This was put out by Necrolatry Records last year, limited to 150 copies. And this is just some amazing doom death, in my opinion. This was one of my best discoveries of last year. I'm really glad I was finally able to get a tape copy of this. I definitely want to pick up the rest of his material if it's available. Next two, from the same band here, and that is Unholy Night. You've heard me mention this band before. They were part of that 4-way split that Wise Blood Records put out last year with Wraith, Grave Ripper, and Black Knife. Absolutely killer black and speed metal out of Moscow, Russia. Been around since 2019. Starting things off, we have Succubus. And yeah, this comes on a nice silver tape. And yeah, this is the band's debut EP, originally put out by, actually was put out by Reforestation Records back in 2020, limited to 99 copies on the silver like this, and there's also 11 that were on a clear blue. And here they definitely have a more blackened feel to them, especially in the vocals, because I know on their material on the split, I said her vocals were, you know, kind of the closest thing to black metal that they had here, and even then they weren't quite as much, but here she definitely has a more blackened edge to her vocals, even the music wise. Really solid stuff. And then I picked up the Inferno Wasteland split, and this comes on a clear blue tape. And yeah, this is a split they did with Iron Fist, who is a heavy metal / punk band out of Los Angeles, California. They've been around since 2005. First time hearing their material at all, and I was actually really impressed with this. I definitely need to check out more. But yeah, this was put out by Reforestation Records in 2021, limited to 100 copies. Definitely go check out Unholy Night. Amazing band, in my opinion. I definitely want to pick up more. Next up, we got another split here. This is Not Modern and Terror Cross, Rise of the Nightmare Terror. And this comes on a beautiful red tape. Again, looks darker in person than it actually is on camera. But yeah, this was put out by Wise Blood Records last year. Limited to 100 copies. Mine is number 43. And I've heard both of these bands before. Absolutely killer bands. And this split is no different here. Not Modern, an international blackened speed kind of thrash metal band. Been around since 2020. And then Terror Cross are blackened thrash with some punk influence out of Helsinki, Finland. Been around since 2012. Amazing split release here. Good quality stuff, which of course, you know, it's Wise Blood, so of course they always end up putting out good quality products. But yeah, really awesome split. Highly recommend you check that out. All right, get my notes all fixed up here. Real professional, folks, ain't I? All righty. Next up, Dungeon Crawl with Roll for Your Life. And this comes on a beautiful kind of neon slime green cassette. This actually looks kind of turquoise on the camera, but it's definitely a kind of a bright, kind of toxic slime green. But yeah, thrash metal band out of San Jose, California. Been around since 2015. This is their debut full-length album put out by the band themselves, limited to 80 copies. And this is just an absolutely killer thrash metal. Very Dungeons and Dragons inspired lyrically and thematically. Yeah, and I discovered these guys with a split that, again, Wise Blood put out last year featuring them and Throne of Iron. And, yeah, definitely looking forward to hearing more from this band. They do have a couple of, I think, EPs or demos that I need to check out. Next up, another split release. This one between Gosuder and Malignant Altar. And I don't think this actually has any kind of ties, just a split with the two bands here. Love the print on this tape. There's a Gosuder side and Malignant Altar. Yeah, of course, you know, Gosuder, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, and I apologize. Death metal out of Moscow, Russia, been around since 2018. And then, of course, Malignant Altar, death metal out of Houston, Texas, been around, well, they were around since 2018, though tragically they split up last year, and this is actually the last material released by this band, which really sucks because these guys were amazing. But yeah, this was put out by Rotted Life Records last year, limited to 500 copies. And again, another amazing split release. Both of these bands have yet to disappoint me with anything I've heard from them. Absolutely solid death metal, worth checking out. All right, next two are from the same band here, and that is Body Asphyxiation Science. Death metal band out of Brighton, East Sussex, England. Been around since 2021. Starting things off, we have Space Adaptation Syndrome. And I love the kind of lilac purple case here. Beautiful cassette. But yeah, this is the band's debut demo that was put out by Gurgling Gore back in 2021, limited to 200 copies. This absolutely fantastic death metal band. I've loved everything I have heard from them, and I am trying to get as much as I possibly can from them. And then we have Entanglement of Symbiotic Dread, which is a split release. And comes on a nice orange cassette. This is, of course, a lot darker in person. For some reason, it always seems to show up lighter on camera. But, yeah, this was, again, put out by Gurgling Gore. This was put out last year, limited to 200 copies. And this is a split, as I said, with the band Thorn, which is a one-man Doom Death outfit out of Phoenix, Arizona. Been around since 2020. The product of Brennan Westermeyer of Fluids. And yeah, both bands turning in some really solid material with this split. Definitely go check it out. I think Gurgling Gore may have some copies left. I can't say for certain. They might even be completely sold out for all I know, because I haven't checked in a while. Again, two more from another band here, and that is Fulci. Brutal death metal out of Italy, been around since 2013. Finally able to get some material. Of course, they're split with Fluids. Ended up on my EP year-end list last year. And I was finally able to track down some material, at least on cassette. I would love to get some CDs at some point. But this is Tropical Sun. And this comes on just a clear tape. Really old school looking. But, yeah, this is the band's second full-length album put out by Maggot Stomp, the tape edition anyway, in 2019. Absolutely killer stuff. I absolutely love Fulci. They're becoming one of my new favorite bands. Like I said, I definitely want to pick up more from them, but it just seems like here in the States it's kind of a bitch to find. Then we have Exhumed Information, which I really dig that album cover. And again, this comes on a clear tape. If I can get that back in there. There we go. But yeah, this is the band's third full-length album. It was originally put out in 2021, though the tape version of this put out by Maggot Stomp didn't come out till last year in 2022. Again, another solid release from this band. Go check them out if you've not already. Next up, did a review of this here recently, so if you want my full thoughts on it, go check it out. That is Worm Altar with the self-titled. And this one comes on a beautiful, as I showed in the review, clear green tape. And yeah, Doom Death out of Portland, Maine. Not exactly sure when this project formed, but it is a one-man project of a man going by Scott, who handles everything in this band. Really solid demo here. This is the debut demo. Put out by Acid Redux Productions just last year, and I was really glad they put out a tape version of this, because I got the download, and I think the download was even free, so that made it even better. But yeah, really killer sounding Doom Death. I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye on this project. And last, but most certainly not least, another band that made my year-end list. This is Phobophilic with, shit, I cannot remember the damn name of the album. Doesn't really say it on the little box here. It's out. Enveloping Absurdity. Jeez, cannot believe I could not remember that damn name. And this just comes on a nice silver tape. I love the print on the tape. But yeah, death metal band from Fargo, North Dakota. Been around since 2016. This is their debut full-length album. This tape version was put out by Rotted Life Records, limited to 100 copies, and it came in this awesome box here. I love the silver foil stamp on the logo, and yeah, I got the logo all around, and it only came with just a little extra here, and that was a sticker, which will definitely be getting put to use. So yeah, really awesome album, great band. Definitely go check them out. All right, that is going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. And like I said, I've got plenty more tapes coming. But I really wanted to get these knocked out of the way because, like I said, the stack was getting huge. I've got a small stack started again because, you know, again, I love collecting stuff on tape as well as CD. Those CDs are my main thing. But yeah, that is going to do it. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. And until next time, stay brutal.